Call the meeting to order. Please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I would like to note that tonight's board meeting is being recorded. And first, we are going to have the re-elected and new member sign the oath of office.
I, Megan Basil, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the Board of Education member for the Honeyway Central School District, effective July 1st, 2025 through June 30th, 2028, according to the best of my ability.
I, Karen Shields, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of Board of Education member for the Honeyway Central School District, effective July 1st, 2025 through June 30th, 2028.
Thank you. Okay, and now we're going to move on to the election of our school board president. Does anyone have a nomination?
Yes, I would like to nominate Tori Penred Clark as our school board president for the year 2025 to 2026.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Are there any other nominations? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Since Tori is not here tonight, I will continue on with the nominations for vice president. Do we have a nomination for vice president?
I can't even talk. I nominate Megan Basil.
Any second on that?
You got it.
Are there any other nominations? No, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
I hope you wanted it.
I, Megan Basil, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of Board of Education Vice President for the Honeyway Central School District for the 2025 to 2026 fiscal year, according to the best of my ability.
And now I will turn the meeting over to Megan.
All right. So we are going to start with appointment of district officers and officials for the 2025 to 2026 school year. How about we take them all the way down to Amy Levesque? And then we'll go through ours for the board, so we can have discussion. Sound good?
Sure. Yep.
Okay. Can I get a motion to approve?
I'll move.
Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion?
Nope.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, let's move. Okay, so let's go down to representative to BoCE's Board of Education. I know Tori said that she would be interested in doing that. Is there anyone else? I believe that's what Jim did last year. Jim Sykes and Jermaine, okay. Does anybody? I know we tried to have two people. I didn't know if
I'll get
anybody,
back up again.
okay. Let's go down to 4 counties, SBA Board of Directors delegate. Anybody interested in that? I was legislative. I don't mind doing legislative again. But 4 counties, Board of Directors delegate. Or do you wanna table that and come back to it? Okay,
Yeah.
all right, we'll wait on that one.
How about both of those?
All right,
Or you want to be the legislative one?
yeah, I'll be legislative when I enjoyed it, if that okay with everybody? Okay. All right, can I get a motion to approve those last 3?
I'll move.
Can I get a second? Motion to second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, that's passed. All right, stipend, do I do stipends? And they're all set, okay. Designations and authorizations for 2025 to 2026. Does everyone see all those? All right, can I get a motion to approve?
I'll second.
Second, all in favor, or any discussion?
That includes our meeting dates? I believe that's at the bottom. I believe it does, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All right, that's moved. Policies and code of ethics. We need to readopt all the policies and code of ethics effective during the 2024 to 2025 school year. Can I get a motion to readopt?
I'll move.
Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? All right, that's moved. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, that's moved. Okay. Public expression. Do we have anybody this evening, Jen? There is no public expression, so we'll skip on to kudos. Does anybody have any kudos?
Yeah,
Jerry?
of course. First of all, I want to congratulate the district on a wonderful graduation. Okay, it was really nice to see Honeoye does it better than any school that I know. How we bring up every graduate and tell everybody what they've done, what they plan to do, the accomplishments and that. It's wonderful. And it actually is short too. Instead of 300 or 400 people parading over there, I mean, but nevertheless, it was a wonderful ceremony. So congratulations to the graduates, their parents, and the staff, and the support staff, and everybody involved, getting them to that point. So, a kudo to 5th grade moving up ceremony. That was another graduation. My granddaughter said, "I'm graduating." I said, "Really?" She goes, "Yeah, I'm going to 6th grade." Oh, hey, but it was a great ceremony. It really was. And thank you to Rotary for buying them their shirts, the moving up day ceremony shirts. But it was a wonderful ceremony. All the students were really good. And of course, parents and grandparents were there again. And a kudo to Rotary's Book of the Month program. They gave their last books out in June. I believe it was just after our last board meeting, but it worked out very well for 10 months. Every UPK through 5th grader gets a book, and they really like it. My granddaughter, who's going into 6th grade, says, "I don't get any books anymore." Oh, well, that's what happens when you age out. But at any rate, it was great. And a big kudos, since Tori's not here, to the baseball team. They were the Finger Lakes West champions with an undefeated season. First team, Owen C. I can do that, right? Sam C. and Kevin S. made first team. Second team, Andrew F. and Christian L. And third team, Dylan W. and Chris S. all made those teams. Great season. Hope they had fun, but a real tribute to our district, how they did. And I think I'm done.
I would also like to add for graduation, it was absolutely amazing. And also to the photographers, they really were hustling and getting all those pictures in. So thank you for that.
And kudos to your staff, Natalie, for getting the air conditioning in on time as communicated and promised. So thank you for delivering that.
Does anybody have any more? No? I would just like to thank the students and staff, everyone here. It was another great year of growing, learning, and moving forward. Okay, moving on. I'll hand it over to, or does anybody have any committee reports or updates? I think so. Okay, so we'll hand it over to Natalie.
Okay, thank you, Megan. All right, as pictured here, what a year. So I want to start by giving a huge congratulations to the graduating class of 2025. And kudos specifically to Nate and Trina and to everyone who played a role in making our HCS graduation so special. Trina Newman, high school secretary, is getting to work on that in late April and making sure everybody has their cap and gown and everything is organized. So kudos to her. Also, a kudos to our kindergarten staff who helped create a graduation ceremony that ended with our seniors walking down the aisle, and you can see that pictured in the bottom center, to join our kindergartners in singing the Honeoye Alma Mater. Wow, if you talk about goosebumps, it was so special, connecting the very beginning and the end of a student's journey. So it was the talk of the night, so that was really neat. Also, a shout out to our senior class advisors, Alyssa Boyer and Michelle Struzik, who did an incredible job organizing fun and memorable events for our seniors this year. Thank you to Jim Helling and the Richmond Fire Department for everybody's favorite slip and slide. And some pictures here from Doggone Fun Day, always a great event for our UPK through fifth graders. And a special thank you to Bob Chavez for capturing so many of these moments and memories on film. If you haven't checked out our Facebook page lately, please do. Everything from the last day of school through all of the senior events and the award ceremonies and everything is there. So thank you to Bob. And lastly, just grateful to the board for being a part of our celebrations in so many different ways. And of course, to our students, their families, and our staff. This community is truly something special. We say that, we highlight that every time we're in this room, and I'm just so proud to be a part of it. So thank you. Congratulations to Grace Wood. To Grace Wood, Kathy Carly Walsh, and Christopher Drake for being selected as this year's HCS's Graduates of Distinction, representing the very best of what it means to be an HCS graduate. They were highlighted at our high school graduation ceremony and then again in the next coming weeks. The Director of Ontario County Youth Bureau was here to present Mr. Dan Delmont with the Teacher of the Year Award. So congratulations to Dan. She was here on the last day of school, our final end of the year assembly. And finally, the highly esteemed Roger Ward Memorial Award was presented to Michelle Berger, who has declared by many of her peers and several of her students, quote, embodies the heart and soul of Honeoye. For more than 25 years, Michelle has brought energy, passion, and purpose to everything she does, and you would know that if you know Michelle, and is so deserving of this honor. So congratulations and kudos to Michelle. And tonight I have a few updates. The Board of Education will be approving the HCS Comprehensive School Counseling Plan, which is developed to highlight our counseling program, designed to support all students in areas of academic achievement, social, emotional, well-being, and college and career readiness. The program is based on national and state standards and is updated regularly to meet our student needs. Members include our entire mental health team, along with a special education teacher, an administrator, and a parent representative. So if you have any questions about that, please let me know. Also being reviewed tonight is the new and improved HCS Athletic Handbook. 2 committees with more than 20 members, composed of coaches, teachers, parents, support staff, and administrators, establish team-specific standards that support the overall mission and values of the district's athletic program. And also, the HCS Extracurricular Handbook is also being reviewed tonight, demonstrating the district's commitment to excellence in extracurricular activities. If you remember, prior to tonight, the athletic handbook and extracurricular handbook were coupled together. So now they are being presented as 2 separate handbooks. As with the athletic handbook, while academics remain the top priority, as stated in both, extracurricular involvement is seen as vital to fostering leadership, responsibility, and teamwork. The handbook clarifies the shared responsibilities of students, advisors, staff, and families. Okay, and for tonight, after tonight, both documents will be posted on our website for viewing. Okay, so please let me know if you have any questions about those. We are within just a few weeks of moving on to the bidding phase of our capital improvement project. Just waiting on final approval from SCD. The paperwork is still going back and forth. There are parts of the project that will be a part of our phase 1 scope of work. So the playground, the roof replacement, covered canopies at both the elementary and district office entrances, the elementary and secondary gyms, some mechanical, and parts of the basement abatement. That's all part of phase 1. As we receive bids, we will be getting closer to our total budget and we'll be able to release parts of phase 2, okay, which will include the bus garage and the bathroom renovations across here from the LGI. Due to rising costs, the home and careers and technology renovations may be shifted to phase 3, but more to come on that on September 20th and September 17th, and I'll talk about that in a minute. Our architect, Joe Kosorik, along with our construction manager, Bill Christensen, will both be here at that September 17th meeting to provide a more specific update on those parts of the project. Okay. We are still on track, though, to break ground next summer, 2026, beginning with what I just mentioned as phase 1 of the project. All of that is on track to go on that in next summer. Okay, so excited about that. With that said, I wanted to give a playground update. We're meeting Monday, this coming Monday, with Play by Design, which is the company we're hoping to partner with for our playground, to design a plan for our August community meeting. So we're meeting Monday with Play by Design, some of the architects, as well as Bill Christensen, to develop a plan for the August meeting where we'd like to invite community members. I'm picturing starting out on the playground. Play by Design is going to kind of facilitate the discussion of where we'd like different parts of the project to go out there on the playground. Then we'll come in here and look at pictures here in the LGI and make some decisions as a group. Okay, so that's an August meeting. I'm hoping to have that date for you after Monday. And as soon as I have it, I will post it to our website, post it on social media, and I'll share that on Parent Square. Okay, as I mentioned in a previous board meeting, Play by Design is a company who allows and encourages community participation in both the design and in the building and developing of the playground. So that's what we're really hoping to kind of capture what we did when building that playground Okay, we're also have been very clear on making sure that we're salvaging some of the playground that we can. We talked about those peaks being a part of the entrance to the new playground, as well as any of the signs and things that are out there are going to be saved and reused. Okay, so hopefully you'll join us for that. All right, and lastly, tomorrow and Thursday, the leadership team, all of us, Derek, Erica, Mikey, Nate, Matt, Stacy, and myself will be at the Wayne Finger Lakes, it's through Wayne Finger Lakes, but it's at FLCC for the Leadership Academy Conference, and that's with all of our neighboring districts. Keynote speakers will be Shad Littlefield, whose mission is to help leaders and educators make connection easy. So we're excited about that. Forbes calls Chad a quote, global expert on asking questions that build team trust and connection. Okay, next year our theme is going to be building relationships. So we're hoping to gain some insight on how we can do that. Day 2 keynote, Dr. Brian Graham is an expert in educational leadership and in developing successful initiatives to improve education systems. Okay, so also an important topic. There will be breakout sessions, tabletop exercises, and job-alike focus groups over the course of the 2-day conference. So again, we're looking forward to participating in what sounds like an exceptional professional learning opportunity for all of us. All right, and that's it for tonight's superintendent report.
Okay, so underneath the superintendent report, we talked about, I need, upon the recommendation from Superintendent Fluke to approve the comprehensive school counseling program. Can I get a motion to approve?
I'll move.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All right, that's moved. Do you have anything, Derek? Next.
So just this morning, Jen stopped by Canandaigua and got the tax assessments. So we are in the preliminary stage of figuring out what the tax rates are. And as expected, they are looking better than previously. But there's a check process with the county, so we don't want to share too much right now. But as expected, the tax rates are looking better than what was projected in April and May. So that's positive news, but we're working on wrapping that up. That will be a part of the August board meeting where you adopt the rates, so then we can get the tax bills printed. So just a reminder on that. We are wrapping up 2 of our 3 capital projects. So every year we do a $100,000 annual outlay, which is hardened doors inside the buildings, classroom doors. And then, as you know, the air conditioning project is just wrapping up. The third project is that large project that Natalie spoke about, the $10 million community approved project, but that we're not even close to wrapping that project up. And we're well underway with wrapping up the 24-25 school year, getting ready for our audit. The business office, in conjunction with the CBO, are closing out POs, tracking down invoices from the vendors so we can close out. And they're working on processing all the requests for teacher supplies. And I don't know if you smell it coming down there. The maintenance and buildings and grounds are getting the building ready for when students come back in September.
Derek, I have a question. And I think Natalie, you brought this up, but because of unanticipated greater costs than what we have planned for in the capital budget, we may have to shuffle projects around and such. Is there any rule from New York State that you know that if we put in for a capital budget, say for a playground, and then we determine that there's not enough money to do the playground that we envision completely, can we then raise another capital project in the appropriate time frame and say put a phase 2 of a playground in, or our classroom modifications, or something that was already included in this current capital budget?
So the community voted on a hard dollar amount, so we have to work within that hard dollar amount. But we're going to get in a healthy rotation of doing these capital projects. So whatever did not get captured in this capital project will become priority in the next capital project. as we start on phase two is when we'll start working on the development of the next project, because you want to keep them continuous, maintain a consistent tax rate. So unfortunately, if it doesn't get captured in this capital project, we don't have the ability to increase that dollar amount. It would have to be another capital project.
But there's no rule in terms of, we included a playground in this project, and then when we raise another capital project in the future, we can certainly put money in again for a playground or,
Yep.
another.
So at the end of the capital project, we have to report back to the state on what we did and how much everything costs and different things. So then at that point, the state will be notified that we were unable to do it. It is not an uncommon practice, especially in the last several years with rising costs. So it is, unfortunately, it's a reality.
Thank you.
And note that part of what might be presented at the August playground meeting is 2 phases to the playground, where we're hoping not. I think we've been able to come up with money from different parts of the project to use for the playground when there were parts of the project we weren't able to do after doing some digging, which we talked about at previous meetings. But in the event that that happens, we could have a section where it's like a phase 2 of the playground, which we'd have to do at a later time.
My questions are all around expectation settings and being prepared to, if we fall short on delivering something that, the public envisioned, that we had a path to perhaps achieve that second part of it.
Yes, we absolutely do, and come with questions at that September meeting, because this is Bill and Joe's area of expertise, and they will be able to give us specifics about that, and if we're having to move into those types of considerations. Okay.
Okay, we'll move on to consent agenda. Can I get a motion to approve the minutes?
I'll move.
Do I have a second? Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All right, that's moved. Onto the treasurer report. Can I get a motion to approve? Do I have a second?
I'll move.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Moving on to personnel. Upon the recommendation from Superintendent Fluke to grant tenure for Mr. Bunce and Mrs. McAvoy, am I saying it right? McKay. I'm sorry. Do I have a motion to approve?
I'll second.
All right, any discussion?
I'm so excited for Mr. Bunce. So many of our seniors, so many of our kids speak so highly of him and, list him as, one of their, greatest memories or encounters in their high school career. So I'm so excited to be able to offer that to him. Congratulations.
All right, all in favor?
Aye. And congratulations.
All right, moving on, resignations. On the recommendation of Superintendent Fluke, do I have a motion to approve the following resignations? And take them all at once, is that okay?
Sure.
Okay. I think Cindy, I'll go. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All right, on to appointments. Can I get a motion to approve the appointments of office specialists, elementary teachers, long-term sub music teacher, long-term substitute world language teacher, mentors? Is everyone okay with taking these all at once?
Yep.
Or what, which section, Jermaine?
Yeah, great. Our subcommittee. Right.
Oh, I'm not looking.
So we can take,
This is what Jen told me. All right.
so we can take everything up to there. Yep.
Okay, so we're gonna take 1 through 10 from office specialist.
You probably don't see that on there, but
Oh,
we'll take everything but the subcommittee.
we'll take everything but the subcommittees.
Mhm.
Is everyone okay with that? And then we'll do the subcommittees. Okay. Do you have a motion to approve?
I'll move.
Do I have a second? All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Approved. All right, so the subcommittees. First, we have the audit committee,
That's the whole board.
the whole board.
Yep.
Okay. And then next is the visitation committee or the committee like that comes in when we do the elementary, it's usually the whole board as well, correct, Jen? Okay. Budget committee,
I'd like to still be on it.
okay. All right. Policy committee. I know I was on this year, Jimmy, and you were on. That might be something you'd be interested in being on, being a new member. It's a great committee to be on because you'll learn a lot about the policies within the district. You want to do that?
I'll stay on it as well.
Okay. Yep, that's fine. And facilities committee, I know Tori said she had interest in that. You as well, Jim? Okay.
I'll be like a backup in case like you can't.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Do I have to motion that as well? All right. Can I get a motion to approve all of us in the subcommittees?
I'll move.
Do I have a second? All in favor or any discussion? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, that's approved. On to employment agreements.
I'd like to table that for executive session.
Okay. New business, old business invoices. Do I have a motion to approve the Capital Region BOCES, SWBR BOCES number 407-25, SWBR invoice 2419804 for the auditorium, and Capital Region BOCES number 407-25F. Do I have a motion to approve?
I'll make that motion.
Do I have a second?
A second.
Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Moved. On to contracts. Upon the recommendation of Superintendent Fluke to approve the following contracts, the 2024 to 2025 Villa of Hope, the 2025 to 2026 Villa of Hope, Ontario County 2025 tax bill preparation, and the Brighton Central School District or McQuaid. Do I have a motion to approve? Do I have a second? Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Alright. I need a motion, moving on to the memorandum of agreement. We need to approve the HTMOA Smart Start.
I'll move.
Okay, do I have a second? Any discussion? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, let's move. On to obsolete items. Is everyone okay if we take these all at the same time? All right. Upon the recommendation of Superintendent Fluke to declare the following items as obsolete and discard them. The Special Education Department has a futon, the Elementary Department has many items, the Secondary Department has many items. It's mostly outdated books. Can I get a motion to approve? Do I have a second? Any discussion?
I have a quick question.
Can you turn your mic on?
Yes, I get.
Okay, just so everyone can hear you. Thanks, Jim.
The only reason I'm asking is because those old gym mats might come in handy for the water slide. When those get into the dumpster, are they kind of, how's that work? I know that you can't, I don't know how that works. How would I
can-
be able to,
I'll find out for you.
All right,
Okay.
thanks.
Please note, it wouldn't be on here if we felt like the mats were salvageable, so, but I'll keep you posted.
Thank you.
Okay, do I have a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll do.
Any discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, moving on to substitute pay of rate of pay. Upon the recommendation from Superintendent Fluke to approve the following substitute pay rate for the substitute bus drivers. Do I have a motion to approve?
I'll move.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? Jim? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, that's moved. All right, moving on to the capital improvement project. We have an invoice from SWBR 0002408408. Do I have a motion to approve? All right, and do I have a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? All right, let's move.
There's one for Tamco too, isn't there?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Can I get a motion to approve the capital improvement project for Tamco as well?
I'll move.
I'll second.
All right, any discussion? All right, all in
We got
favor?
it. Aye.
All right, any comments from the board? Want to have anything?
Me, I just wanted to know if we were gonna discuss that super eval. If we landed on doing it or not doing it, I felt like we did, but I just didn't know if there's someone need to make official so that we.
Yeah, so I think
Stop
Corey's
paying
gonna
for it?
bring back more information at our next meeting before school starts
Fair enough.
for us. Is that okay?
Yeah,
There was an August 1st deadline. That was extended today just because I wasn't sure. So they have a September 1st hard deadline. So just note a decision will have to be made then at that next meeting.
Also, I just wanted a reminder, there's a cell phone meeting this Thursday at 6 PM, if anybody wants to attend. Yeah, yep. Anybody have anything else? Okay. Next is information for everybody and then executive session. We will move into executive session, on the employment of an individual. Okay, now we're in executive session.
But we have to move.
Oh, can I get a move?
I'll make that motion.
Can I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. We have to, now that we're out of executive, no, we have to vote
Oh, like we didn't do.
for, now I gotta find it again. Okay, it was under appointment, personnel appointments, employee agreements. Yes. Okay, so we got a motion to come out of executive. I got a second. And we're all going to vote. Can I get a motion to approve? Can I get a second? Is there any discussion? Okay. All in favor? And I will oppose, and we are done for the evening. What else? Oh,
Karen, I'm sorry. How did you vote?
it's up to you. It's up to you.
But as Jen says, you
Yes.
shouldn't abstain too often, okay? Because people elected you to have an opinion on this.
And it's hard to make an opinion, but
I
it's
feel
up
like
to
I
you.
don't have enough information to be able to make a valid.
Okay.
fine.
Okay.
I just don't. I feel like I'm coming in on
Yeah.
things that I don't know. It wouldn't be fair to the public for me to make a decision because
Decision.
it's uninformed.
Okay.
There you go.
That makes sense.
Okay, so 4 yes, 1 opposed and 1 abstain. Okay. And that is the end of our meeting. It is 7:26. All right, can I get a motion to come out of? To adjourn?
I moved it.
Dre
I'll second.
and Jermaine. All right. Can I get all in favor? Thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Did a great